And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Dream Chasers, your home for house music. We have a fan favorite back on the podcast with us today. Yours truly, Stefano. Some may know him, others may know him as his Spotify name. We'll say Costa. Maybe you can even say Costa UK. At this point, I just call him Costa. Um, and by his the name that his mother and father gave him. But anyways, it's great to have you back on the show, dude. We got some really exciting news to share with our audience today. But before we dive in, what have you been working on lately?
Yep. So thank you so much for having me back again. It's always a pleasure to be here. Yes, so we have some news, right?
We do have some
So
news.
the,
I
the
guess we could
news,
just we'll dive straight into it. Uh,
yeah.
and now that it's cool because we're gonna get to talk about the story of this song. I don't remember specifically how it began, other than I think you might have I think you might have DM'd. We were talking on Instagram. And then I think you just probably said
Yes.
something like collab question mark.
Yeah, exactly. I think it was something like that. Yeah, so let's make something.
And I was like, yeah, absolutely. Especially because I've heard your last few records on Tool Room on the label. And as you know, I just became huge fans of them. I remember listening to Now Stop when it first came
Yeah,
out, not realizing that that was you. And then we finally met, which, by the way,
yeah.
everyone tuned in right now. If you haven't listened to Costa's song Now Stop, I know as creators, as we get better at our craft, we look back at our older songs and sometimes we're like, oh, don't go listen to that one. My new stuff is better. But seriously, guys, you got to go listen to his old one. It's good. Um, what happened after you reached out? I'm trying to remember.
I think we say, okay, let's have something, and then I start making an idea. I think was just like drums and bass and like a cool groove, something like that. And then I have this original vocal.
I just remembered that's what it was. I was like,
Yeah,
I know you got some original vocals out there.
that was the same vocalist that did Nonstop.
Oh,
So yeah, so I have all these different takes. I found that vocal, and then I decided, okay, this just worked perfect on the groove. And then I think I did a little arrangement, and then I send it to you, and then you did your beat over there.
yes, that's right. I can't even remember the name of the vocalist, but I didn't even realize it was the same one that you had from Now Stop, but it makes sense now because she sounds the
Sounds
same.
cool, yeah. Yeah,
There you go,
sounds really
guys.
similar, yeah.
Teaser for you, female vocal. Um, coming out July 26th on
Yeah,
on no
correct.
yeah, on no ego records. And I
Yeah,
do want to take a chance to let everyone know a little bit about No Ego. I mean, I first got connected with them because one of their founders is actually a real estate CPA, and
yeah,
he's all about house music on the side. And he launched this label, and over the years they've actually had music licensed to Comedy Central and like the show Workaholics, Jersey Shore. They're a very kind of like low key label that does do in-person events in
yeah.
Idaho of all places, which I feel like you and me are probably going to be doing shows there at some point after after the way this thing is looking. So I just want to take a moment to highlight No Ego Records because I do believe they operate with no ego, and they're never going to be the ones to tell you how awesome they are. And I know just from the experience of working with them so far, Stefano, they've been pretty solid, pretty professional. So,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah.
so if anyone here
They look a really cool label.
if anyone wants to send demos to them, I'm not really sure even the way to go about doing it. Ours was a little bit unconventional, but reach out to either me or Costa, and I'm sure we could probably connect you with them. It seems like they want to
Yeah,
start taking their label more seriously now too. So, um, there was something, we went back and forth with the record a few times,
yeah.
and I can't even. There was a point where I think we both said to each other like, okay, like this this is going to be a weapon. Do you remember what that
Banging.
moment was for you?
I think that was when we obviously we have the vocal, we have the drums, then we have the bass, and you did this really cool synth kind of percussion. I don't even know exactly what it is. That's okay. Now we have the full thing. So we have a cool vocal hook, we have cool drums, we have cool bass, and now we have a cool a melody, uh, um, rhythmic kind of stuff that works really well. I think when you have all these components, you know it's gonna be a good one
You normally
for me.
what you edit with I use Ableton. What's the one that you use? Logic, right?
Logic, I use Logic,
Yeah.
yeah. So we bounce everything in audio.
I've seen you be pretty passionate about Logic and sticking to your guns. You
Yeah, always.
think you're ever gonna come to the dark side with Ableton?
No, no, I don't think so. It's just a thing to learn everything back again.
Right.
Like going back to Ableton and learn the whole like shortcuts and everything. I said, oh my God, I don't have time to learn all of this. But maybe, but I don't think so. I stick to my Logic.
I never had a chance to even learn Logic. I don't even know what the interface looks like, to be honest. What's the story with Logic versus Ableton? I know you've been in this game longer than me.
I think I don't know which one started first, to be honest, if it was Logic or Ableton. But it's always this competition like Windows and Apple, I guess.
Right.
So it's like Logic and Ableton.
Is Logic
Uh,
more like the Windows?
no, Logic is more like an Apple thing. They
Okay.
are it's more like the visual thing, and I think Logic steals from from other those like they steal the best things from Ableton, the best things from Cubase, kind of, you know what I mean? I think they do that a lot. Um, but I think from Logic is better if you're recording live, apparently. Is much better than Ableton. I'm not sure, but Ableton is easier to arrange the track and to see it. This is what they say. I'm not
Got it.
sure.
Um, so the name of our record, I don't know if we even talked about it yet. It's Chit Chat. You'll see
Yeah.
why once you guys hear it. I guess for all DJs, playlisters, everyone out there, if you're looking for the promo or some leaks, hit us
Yeah.
up. I mean, maybe we'll even drop the link in the description here. We can talk
Yeah,
about
why not? Yeah.
most strategic, but yeah, get ready to rinse this one, guys. What would you say you're most looking forward to about getting this record out in particular?
Ooh. I think it's DJs to play it. I think it's a really, really cool record for DJs to play it. I think has that kind of vibe with a summer touch, kind of.
Have you have you had any records signed by US labels before?
Whoa, good question. I don't think so. Mm, UK. I think one was a label called Deep and Heat back in the days, but I'm not sure if even
Ever since I saw Mark did an interview with a guy named Mike Thurston. Did you ever see that one? That
which one?
episode? I'll have to send it to you. There's a podcaster named Mike Thurston. He's kind of like a fitness guy, but
Okay.
He had Mark on the show, and I found it fascinating that Mark was basically like, "Look, if I was starting all over again and I could just build a career and tour in America," he's like, "Then that's what I would do. That's what I would focus on because the house music scene is still kind of in a phase here that Europe went through like 20 years ago." And that was refreshing for me to hear because I'm like, okay, cool. I
Yeah.
actually don't in my mind, I keep telling my wife, like, hey, we're gonna have to go live in London for a little bit. We're gonna have to go live in, different places in Europe for a little bit. But once I heard Mark say that, I'm like, oh, dude, I could just kind of stay where I'm at. So do you feel the same way? Do you feel like there's a lot of opportunity in the States?
I I think so because if I check my Spotify top listeners, they all come from there.
Oh yeah, nice, nice.
Yeah, Apple Music, Spotify, and everything comes from the US. Everything, you know what I mean, is and I think the scene there is big. It's huge.
What city do you feel?
New York, Miami, was mainly the ones. Yeah,
I gotta
Chicago as well.
yeah, I gotta agree with that kind of that viewpoint too, not just because I'm over here, but the more that I think about it, I really feel like house music, dance music, electronic music, as many North Americans refer to it still as EDM,
Okay,
it didn't really become anywhere close to a standard in music until like 20, I feel like 2010. It really was
okay,
very, very, very underground before that. And you look at how guys like James Hype, John Summit, even
yeah,
Fisher, there's there's a lot there's a lot of Americans who still don't even know who those guys are. To us, that's like
Really,
that's like insane, right? You can't believe that.
the guys
But
are huge,
a lot
man.
of people don't even know who they are yet. But it's like once they figure out who these magnetic people are, they're gonna get into the music, you know. So I'm all for
Yeah,
big names, but
John John Summit is a really good example of like I think he just performs in America basically. He doesn't go. He doesn't. Well, he comes to Europe sometimes. I think to London. But I think he's mainly shows is there. So that says a lot.
yeah, the way I see it, there's just this blue ocean. And I was watching I think well you saw I dropped, I don't know if you watched the video yet. It was like the top tech house trends of 2024 in our group chat, which by the way,
Yeah.
okay,
So
go ahead.
no. I saw the link, but I didn't watch it yet.
So Costa and I are in a, I'm not gonna lie, guys, it's a pretty dope group chat with a lot of up and coming artists. There's actually secretly some really heavy hitters in there that I've noticed. You know, the heavier hitters tend to remain quiet. They don't want a bunch of attention. But if you get into this group, there's some players in here. Um, I would say if you are a DJ or aspiring producer, you know, I'm not trying to necessarily flood the chat here, Costa, but if what I'm
Yeah.
talking about sounds interesting to you, hit one of us up in the DMs. We'll see if we can get you in the group chat. It's pretty cool. We got people all around the world in there now
Yeah.
too. And um, I was gonna say something tied to that, and now it's slipping my mind. But oh, trends. For the last
Oh
year,
yeah.
a lot of the top songs in Tech House have been like just Fisher and Fisher reworks. Like there's a huge room for a lot of people like us to come out with a banger to cap off the rest of this year.
Yeah.
Could this be the one? We'll let you guys decide. But when I saw that interview or that piece of information today, I was like, man, there's a lot of opportunity on the table right now for Tech House.
It is. Tech house is huge. Tech house for the last I don't know 5 years maybe. I don't know. I don't even know. He's being like insanely huge. He's been changing a bit, but I think is the main thing now.
So tell us about where you're at, kind of like with your career right now. I'm finding personally, as I learn this industry and learn what it's like to really be a serious artist, you're never really satisfied. And I think that's the beauty of it, right? You always just want to keep pushing. So
Yeah, you need to keep
what are you
pushing.
satisfied with right now? And like, what are you striving for?
I think at the moment I'm quite happy because I'm getting music signed and getting music out. And before was a bit more difficult to get music signed and out. What I'm looking for, well, I have a few releases until the end of the year.
Okay.
I have a EP in September on Flash Mode record label.
Oh,
So
let's go. Let's go.
yeah, so yeah, that I'm quite exciting about it. I have a few more, but I've not confirmed, so I cannot.
I
I
I
can
have
say
a
much more than
I
that.
have a connection in that realm that you're the one you just referred to that is currently simmering. So it's
Yeah,
one of those things where you want to talk about it so bad, but that's really cool. You got an EP with him.
yeah,
Good for
yeah.
you.
It's quite cool. On his label, Flash
That's
Mode label.
awesome.
Yeah, that's. I think is gonna be a nice one. And then what I'm looking for, it's getting more music signed. You know, what I mean, like finish as more music I can, and then and little steps until get to the point that I can say, okay, let's do a tour.
Yeah, you got to, man. You're
You know
getting
what I
closer
mean?
to it.
Yeah.
What do you feel like is what is like the one thing that you know you want to achieve by the end of the year?
Um, I think something that I will love to achieve until the end of the year will be a solo release in total. I think that will be like something that I will say, okay, I'll leave it for the year. Personally, that will be the one. I think that I will say yes. That is my main goal for the year.
All right, love
You
that.
know what I mean? Yeah,
And when
yeah.
you say solo, are you saying you thinking tracks? Are you thinking like
Yeah,
the
trucks. Yeah, oh, yeah,
okay?
trucks. Yeah, something in trucks. Yeah, I don't even go higher than that. Let's stay in trucks.
I'm gonna like hang on to your coattails for that one. Once you get that signed with tracks, I'm gonna be hey, Danny, saw Costa got in
Yeah,
here. Nice dude. I love that. Who's one person I've been asking this one on the show lately and
yeah.
I love this question. Who is one person that you say you would love to collaborate with right now? Like who's your dream
Ooh,
collaboration?
Jesus Christ, that is a difficult one, man. There's so many of them there. I think for his knowledge, James Hurd.
Oh, nice. Great pick.
You know what I mean? I think because I do love making music, and I know he works a lot with Tool Room and with other artists, and he gets a lot of stuff. I would love to spend the day in the studio making a track with that guy, because I think he's just a genius. You know, he does hit after hit. It's not like one track. It's like hit after hit, and I think I would love to collaborate with him.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's kind of from what I've seen with a lot of what you do too, being a sound engineer, that's kind of in your DNA too. Um, and so I could just, that's a good match, I think too. For you to say James, that's a great pick.
Mm.
Now I think he uses Ableton, right? Or he probably uses everything.
No, Cubase.
What does he use?
He used Cubase.
Oh, wow.
It's a different DAW, yeah. But I think I saw him using Ableton sometime. But his DAW is Cubase. He use a different one.
Nice. Um, what is your I guess your dream, and we've probably talked about this before, but I need to hear you say it again so that way I
Yeah.
can I can crystallize it. Your dream venue to play at.
Ooh, venue.
Yeah.
It will be Minister of Sound over here
Oh,
in
right. I
London.
think we did say that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I did. I think just because I remember buying the Minister of Sound CDs back on the day, that, you know what I mean, in Portugal and all of that. So I think will be I said, well, I'm playing there now.
If you could make a different style of electronic music, what do you find yourself gravitating towards?
If it's not electronic at all.
So, well, yeah, I mean, I guess if you could want to make like trap house or something, trap music, but anything,
Yeah,
what's something you want to do or you find yourself gravitating towards besides tech house? For example, for me, and I've seen this trend actually with a lot of producers where it's like they have deep down they have this techno bug that they can't get rid of.
yeah.
Is that it for
I
you, or what's yours?
I
Progressive?
think I will think will be like disco. I do like to make a lot of disco, and my recent track Dance of Night, for example, it's a lot of has a disco flavor
It
about it,
does. Yeah.
and then I think it's something that I will definitely try.
Where does that come from? I've noticed obviously Mark's leaned heavily into that vibe with his
I
music.
think comes from the vibe himself, because I DJ a lot in the weekends, and the places I DJ, it's we play a lot of disco, and it's just has a different feeling about it. You know what I mean? Like the bass, the vocals, the groove just feels natural.
Yeah.
I would say, yeah,
I heard Marshall Henderson saying on an interview recently his definition of house music is anything Frankie Knuckles and someone else would play. He's like, if
yeah,
Frankie Knuckles wouldn't play it, he's like, in my mind, it doesn't count as house music.
yeah,
And which is very heavily disco influenced, you know?
yeah, yeah. I love disco. Love it.
Cool. What's another label that you would love to sign a record to?
Defected.
Nice.
I think Defected will be my next in the list to go forward.
Where and you're I know you just spent some time in Portugal, right? Are you still
Oh,
there? Are you back in the UK now?
uh, no, I'm going now in August.
Oh, you're going now.
Yeah, I'm going now in two
Okay.
weeks' time.
To Madeira. Is it Madeira?
Exactly. Yeah, from there.
Which
Yeah,
is a beautiful island. I just remembered now we did
thank
share
you.
that on one of the interviews before, and we might as well highlight Madeira as well for everyone tuned in who doesn't know where it.
Well, if you guys follow football, you should know Cristiano Ronaldo is from Madeira. So
Oh, really? I did not know that.
yeah, yeah,
Dang.
he's from Madeira.
Here we go. Let's highlight Madeira again. Boom.
Here you go.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
such a
small place. Yeah,
I love the just how distinctive it is. It's crazy that's a part of Portugal when you look at it.
yeah,
But this is
yeah,
your
man.
It's your home island, man.
Yeah, man. Is there, we say, this little thing over there? Yeah, man.
How do you so to get there, you fly to Lisbon and then get a connecting flight?
No, no, it's straight away from Funchal to London.
Funchal to London, really?
Yeah, that's it,
Okay.
man. Yeah, it's Madeira is really popular. A lot of people go there on holidays from London. So it's like you have, I think, two, three flights a day. Yeah,
Wow, that's great.
yeah.
Uh
The airport is really small and scary.
I remember now you said I think was it there was a beach that you said you played on or you wanted to play on?
I play not in that one, one called Caleta.
Is it this way?
But yeah, Madeira, if you keep going, I think should be around there. Keep going. To keep going. I think he's on the other side of the island.
Keep going.
Yeah, keep going, man. Keep going.
If
Keep
you're
going.
listening on audio, we're looking at a map of Madeira right
Um,
now.
yeah, keep going. We're getting there. We're getting there.
You're
Uh-huh.
getting
Uh,
this one?
what? Yeah, go down. Yeah, up right there. Yeah.
This is where you played your legendary set.
Yeah, I play one of them. Yeah, it's quite cool. The stage was there and the beach. Really nice. People was just there next to the water
That was your
to
version of
see.
that was your Fat Boy Slim Brighton Beach moment right there.
Yeah, well, but a few less people, like not a few, like a lot less.
Cool. So we're gonna bring this one down for a landing, y'all.
Yeah,
Thank you for hanging out with Costa and I here today for the thousandth time. We'll probably have him back on the show again in the near future. But Costa, what's the best place everyone tuned in can follow you and just kind of keep up with what you're working on?
Instagram, Costa UK Music, Instagram, easy, only one place. It's all there.
There we go, guys. Go follow him now. Again, check out all the links in the show description. If you're watching on YouTube, or I'm sorry, on Instagram, now that I think about it, we'll probably drop a link for the promo for our record Chit Chat coming out
Yeah,
July 26th on No Ego. I'll put that in my profile links and Costa will probably do something similar. But yeah, guys,
yeah,
get ready for that one. It's a banger, July 26th.
banger. Yeah, let's go.
Cool. All right. Remember, all you think, say, and do, take it to the next level.